Hey, what is up, Debt Free Mafia? Hey, today I want to talk about raising your credit score or maintaining your credit score without taking on debt. Yes, it is possible. Yes, it is a little bit difficult, but it's totally worth it for those of us that want to be debt free. Hey, if you didn't know me, my name is Rick. I'm a financial coach and the owner of the Debt Free Mafia. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe if you're down with the debt free vibe. That's us here at the Debt Free Mafia. We'd love to have you here. All you gotta do is click subscribe, like this video if this is something that you're interested in. If you're interested in living a debt-free lifestyle, if you're interested in being the owner of the things that you have and not having somebody else's hand in your pot, if you're interested in leaving a legacy not only to your children but your children's children, this is the spot to be. This is where we talk about personal finances and what we can do to build our personal kingdoms. So, and with that being said, I recently did a survey here with my followers on Instagram, and I asked them, hey, has consuming our content, our videos, and everything that we have here, has it had a positive impact on your personal finances? And we got 100% return on yes. So if that's something, if you want some positive impact on your finances, again, be sure to hit subscribe and like this video. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. I have two ways here that are going to apply to most people on wanting to either maintain or raise credit scores. So jumping right into it, the first thing I want to talk about, and this is very common. It's common for you to want to know, hey, my credit score is important because I want to buy a home. I have so many clients who are renting right now and they want to buy a home. And they're concerned, hey, if I pay off all my debt, like what you're coaching us to do, then what the heck am I supposed to do because I need to buy a house? Well, I'm right there with you because the same thing happened to us. There really is no standard to go by on when your credit's going to start dropping after you paid off all your debt. We found out it was about 8 months. We paid off all of our debt, and our credit just started, as soon as we got to about month 8, it just started going whoop like that. Luckily, we had bought a house about that time, so our credit hadn't hurt too much. So it was a little bit scary, but I want to have a good answer for those that need a longer time to save up a down payment. And that's going to be the number one. Number one is going to be getting a secured credit card. Now, most of the time, the best way to do that is going to be approaching your bank and asking them if they have an option through the bank to be able to do that. So that way it's just going to be easier on you because they're going to be able to work together and it's going to take a little bit less effort on your end to get that set up. However, there's other third parties such as Capital One, Discover, some of the other credit card companies. So there's a difference between these two credit cards. So I wanted to talk about that. There's unsecured credit cards and there's secured credit cards. The most popular ones out there, the ones that most people have, are unsecured. Reason being is because whenever you rack up debt on that card, it is an unsecured debt, right? There's nothing backing it up. You just owe that money. So the difference between that and a secured card is a secured card is really, I tell people it's a lot like, it's almost like a glorified gift card. So the way it works is they'll give you an amount or a limit, and let's say it'll be $500. So you'll get a $500 limit on your credit card or secured credit card. And what that means is you say you go through your bank will say, hey, you need to put down your deposit of $500. You put down $500. They put it into a savings account that nobody can touch. What that does is that backs up all the payments that you're making, all the charges that you're making on your secured credit card. So what you do is you get this card, you put $500 into the deposit, then you start using it as if it was a credit card. So as you're buying things throughout the month, say you put all your groceries on there, your grocery limit's $500, you're buying your groceries on it. At the end of the month, you'll pay your $500 on this secured card as if it was a credit card. However, there is money backing it up, so it's technically not debt, but it does prove that you can take on debt and pay it off, which is what they want when building your credit score, right? So that's the gist of how it works. You do that every month, and I think there's usually a time limit on it. It's anywhere from 6 months to a year. Someone there just depends that they'll hold on to your deposit after that time. They'll usually say, hey, we released your deposit, it's going back to you. You did good, you made your payments on time, and they reported that whole thing to the credit bureau doing that. So that was basically counted as a line of credit that you had opened up. So that's one really, really good way to either maintain or raise credit after you've paid off your debt. So I do recommend that. Again, reach out to your bank first. And then also reach out or do your research on what maybe third-party cards might be really good. I will let you know that there are interest rates on these cards, because if you are missing your payments on these secured cards, they will charge you interest, right? There is a caveat to this. So this is not something that I would necessarily say, hey, do it. But if you get put into a pinch and you don't have any debt and you're still saving up for a down payment on a home, I get it. So this is something to do. Again, we don't want to go into debt. Secured credit card is definitely a good way to go. So the other one I want to talk about, and that's one that's really popular. The reason I'm addressing these again is because I have so many clients that are wanting to buy a home. They don't want to lose their credit score because they paid off their debt. And that is, there's options out there for your rent to get reported to the credit bureau. So if you're good at paying your rent on time, there are options for you to set that up. So there are several different options. I wanted to bring up, share my screen real quick with some of the different services that I found. This is of course according to WalletHub, which is a credible resource. So let me share this real quick. Okay, so here we are on WalletHub. So this is kind of ranking the different types of rent payment services, basically. So what I would do, first step is I would reach out to your landlord and ask them if they report. It's good to know. And then if they don't, ask them what we need to get put in place so that you can. So there's some different options on these. There's ClearNow, Causey, eRent Payment, Paylease. Those are all really good. They're rated good because WalletHub has done their research on them. I think it'd be really good for you to check out. Essentially, the way some of these work is you pay these companies your rent. They turn around, they take a cut. They'll probably take a cut from you. However, if you're trying to maintain your credit or build credit, obviously this is, it's probably going to be worth it as you're saving up for a down payment on a home. They will take that and they'll pay your landlord for you. So that way it's being captured as, hey, they owed rent, they're paying on it. These people are on time with their rent payments. Let's increase their credit score because they are good at making payments. So I did want to share that with you. I'm gonna bring this back real quick. So essentially, these are two really good options for you: the secured credit card and the rent payment reporting services that there are out there. I encourage you to check out both of those. They're both really good ways. They're ways that I recommend to my clients on how to maintain their credit after they've paid off their debt and as they're wanting to grow their credit or maintain their credit until they buy a home. Obviously, after you buy a home, that's going to be a line of credit that's going to continue to maintain your credit score. But at the end of the day, guys, you got to remember that the credit score is just literally a number. It has a huge psychological effect. Banks love it because the psychological effect on it causes people to borrow more and more money, which makes them more and more money, right? So you have to keep that in mind. You've got to remember that the psychology behind wanting to have a higher credit score is just that you have the ability to do more things, right? But if we don't have debt and we are stockpiling cash and doing a good job of investing and paying off our house early, our net worth is going up. And as our net worth is going up and as our cash flow is going up, your ability to buy stuff is going to be just as good. And not only that, when you buy stuff, you're going to be able to own it and say, hey, this is mine, it's part of my kingdom, nobody else has a hand in my pot except for me. So guys, I hope that was encouraging. Again, be sure to subscribe if you dig the debt-free vibe. That's us here at the Debt-Free Mafia. We're all about living the debt-free lifestyle, leaving an inheritance to our children's children, just being a positive impact on the financial plane. If you like this, if you like personal finance, if you like more content when it comes to leaving a legacy like what we talked about and being smart with your money, join us here. We'd love to have you. So my last question is this: do you have a strategy when it comes to buying your first home? If you haven't bought a home yet, or maybe it's your second home, what's your strategy? Let me know. Maybe you're taking on extra work. Maybe you're just saying no to more things. What are you doing to make that dream home happen? I'm just curious. Let me know in the comments. Guys, I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. Peace.